like them. I mean, it's really weird. It's like, and then all of a sudden, the new one, right? And I don't know if it's been a long time since I watched TV. I noticed that the trend was really smart wife, really dumb husband, right? Really dumb husband. Right? And all of a sudden, you start looking around the culture, and all the guys are just dolphy. And all the women are the ones making deals and, getting some juice going on. You ever notice that? The dumb husband syndrome? I see it all the time. Like, you poor sap.
Yes, in a room full of women, if we've ever noticed that.
I know. Never.
Yeah, he's the only guy here. He doesn't have Mark to back him up. We're just not going to answer. We're going to let it be.
But, it's very weird how much we revere our own mother culture more so than we do that which made us. That's our dilemma. That's our dilemma. We have more respect for the laws of men than we do for what made us, what made it possible for us to be alive. We have more respect for our fear than we do for our own soul. Our own being. Soul is such a gross word. Our own being, our own energetic presence. Because we'll put that down for fear. Anything we step outside of the present moment for is getting more reverence than what made us. Right? It wants you to come home. Well, where's home? It's not a palace in the sky. It's the present moment. It's where it's at. It's where it's streaming into the world. Presently. Always present. I mean, it's hidden in codes, right? Even in the Bible it says God is everywhere. He's in all things. Right? All things present. This is where that's the golden spot. Right? The more people realize that, the brighter it gets. For this planet, we're not really having an effect on anyone else's consciousness in that galaxy, or in the universe, or in any other universe. Not really. We're having an effect on our own. We are the group that's on this ride. Every human being. Right? If they don't feel the reverence for what made them, they quickly separate. Right? And look, our reverence is for our jobs. It's for our lot in life. It's for what we've done. It is never for what made us. And we wonder why we suffer. We wonder why we don't have any energy. We wonder why life feels hopeless. Well, how could it feel any other way? You don't even have any respect for what's causing you to be alive and giving you the energy to do this stuff. Because you're so wrapped up in this stuff. I mean, hey, let's make a bunch of creations and then let's consume them. And pretend that this is life happening. This is not life happening. This is human beings resisting the happening of life. If you could understand well-being as a goal and understand your daily life as a map to it, to a destination, everything changes. That's what changes the game. Is when you become consciously present in your daily life and go, I mean, you don't have to cure everything all at once. You'll find, you start off finding one thing that always pushes you away from where you want to be. Can you deal with it right away? I mean, why do you just go chop it off? No. You follow it. Which means, really, and I've said this years ago at one of these very things, you suffer with it. Because if you look at everything that's always blocked you, the reason it blocks you is because you come up to it and then you divert yourself in another direction. Right? You come up to it and, boom, boom, anywhere but forward. Because you know what forward means, right? It's kind of like, it really sucks here, but what's beyond that block scares me, so it doesn't suck bad enough yet. Once it sucks bad enough, it doesn't matter how much you fear that block, you're going through it. And usually when you're going through it, you're no longer mentally masturbating about it. You're going through it. No matter what your mind says, you're under the full weight of it. And you suffer through it. Right? But usually when you suffer through it, you turn around and that won't ever really bother you again. There might be something that's very closely aligned to that. Right? Because, it's kind of certain behaviors attract certain behaviors and they make neighbors out of each other and they learn each other's habits. So a lot of it looks like the same thing over and over again, but it's not. It's just very closely resembling that. Right? Actually, if it all is the same thing, great, then you know how to deal with it. Right? If it's all just the same thing over and over again, you should know how to handle it pretty well. Right? If you've gotten rid of it once, then hey, you're done. If it's the same thing happening over and over again, just keep doing that same thing every time it comes up. Eventually it'll say this is futile. There's really no point in hanging out here and putting any more energy into it. And it leaves you alone and then you're free. But chances are that's not how it is. But you have to go through those things. How do you get through them? The only way I've ever found is you have to be sick of who you are presently. But I don't like me anymore, and I don't like what I'm doing anymore, and I don't like how it's going anymore, so that's what pushes those people, and that's what pushes anybody through the blocks. Because it's like, wait, okay, this sucks so bad, I don't care what I have to go through, I'm going to go through it, I'm going to be done with it. It's kind of like the guy who wants to go home and see his wife, but he's on the lam, and the only way he's going to really be able to see her is by going to jail. How weird is that? Right? So he gets what he wants by accepting his fate, accepting his consequence. Right? We're always trying to skirt the consequences of our decisions. Right? Especially our mental ones. The ego is always trying to skirt that. Right? The being doesn't care. It can go through any of that. It's not gonna, you can't put handcuffs on it. You can't lead it away. You can't beat it up. It didn't do it anyway. It was just the energy that was there, and you did that. So it just goes on freely, and whatever has to happen to yourself does. Usually what happens is more of it is gone. More of what ailed you is gone. It might have been you, as you knew yourself to be, but that's okay, because that's gone too. Right? I mean, really, if you are only an idea of yourself in your mind, and change comes, and it changes your mind, well, then you don't exist anymore anyway. You're gone. But it's kind of weird, because, well, wait a minute, I'm gone. No, I'm still here. The presence is still here. The weight of the person it formulated is gone. Right? Of the heavy lead suit it was wearing. That was making it feel heavy. It's gone now. So if you were that, great, you're gone. The being is still there. Right? You're still experiencing. So what'd you really lose? The ego is the easiest thing. It's when it's given up, it really